It's easy to call the iPhone 12 Pro Max the best iPhone ever made. But what makes a good iPhone? And how does that compare to the best and brightest from Android land? iOS 14.5 and its many iterations like iPadOS and tvOS brought some important changes to how the Apple ecosystem interacts. And at the center of that universe is the iPhone, the most successful consumer technology device ever made.
Is a widescreen iPod with touch controls.
When Apple killed off the headphone jack all the way back with the iPhone 7, it knew it could do that because audio interface through the Lightning connector was already an industry standard.
Is a revolutionary mobile phone.
The iPhone has always lagged behind as a functioning cellular telephone, but it deserves credit for rerouting the path of smartphones away from boring BlackBerry communicators and into the wonderful world of touchscreens that we know and love today.
Is a breakthrough internet communications device.
When I first saw iChat on a Mac, I was an intern at Sports Illustrated magazine. Only designers were allowed to work on them, and I always wanted to be part of that cool club that used to gossip about other coworkers while sitting among them. On the iPhone level, iChat evolved into iMessage, Messages, and FaceTime, or in my words, the most convenient internet protocol communication tools available, but restricted to residents of Apple's walled garden. But most other video and chat apps are available on the App Store, along with every other useful internet application you can imagine. And on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, those apps are displayed on an expansive screen and benefit from up-to-date current bleeding-edge sensors like 5G. Although not millimeter wave in South Africa, that will require an extra little window underneath the side key, which we don't get. And that's the magic of the iPhone. Because it started life as a single device, developers only needed to concentrate on designing one app to work on one size of device. Now in iOS, Apple handles the heavy lifting of trying to optimize that app for the different device sizes, which creates a built-in problem for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. This massive display doesn't get used efficiently. There's no landscape mode on the home screen and zero split screen multitasking. But I will still argue this is the best, most capable smartphone you can buy. A14 processor and stainless steel construction means this thing is going to be looking good in a few years' time and feeling fast. And with right to repair laws slowly coming into South Africa, you'll be able to pick up new batteries and screen repair parts almost anywhere for cheaper than you can right now. So as a 25,000 Rand investment piece? Yes. What Steve Jobs didn't know way back in 2007 was that the iPhone was going to come to dominate mobile photography. Does the iPhone 12 Pro Max have the best mobile camera you can buy in South Africa today? In some cases, yes. See, the sensor shift optical image stabilization isn't really meant for video. Doesn't really do that good when you're trying to film a subject and you're walking, and it doesn't cure any of that in any significant way. But it's almost unmatched when it comes to handheld photography. And it eliminates almost any and almost all handshake when you're doing things like night mode, where you have to keep it still for like 3 to 6 seconds, or just in all conditions, just keeping your image crisp. When I shot comparisons between the S21 Ultra and the iPhone 12 Pro Max, I didn't expect the results. I expected the Samsung with its 108 megapixels and its 1/1.33 inch major sensor to have the upper hand when the lights went down. I was so wrong with night mode, and the hits just kept on coming for the iPhone in places where I really thought the Samsung had it sewn up. My conclusion is that the software processing pipeline is just far more superior on the iPhone. Where the Galaxy S21 Ultra has that 108 megapixel and the non-binning and all that stuff to keep the processor occupied while it's still trying to sort through and get you the best, crispest, clearest picture. The A14 is free to use a faster sensor readout, only scanning 12 megapixels. That is mechanically stabilized, and then the processor can just focus on the smart HDR and the semantic rendering tricks. You'll get better resolution on the S21 Ultra and the Huawei Mate 40 and P40 Pros, but then you're stuck with those companies, Samsung and Huawei's ideas of how your JPEG should look. The iPhone gives a flatter, more editable JPEG so that you can decide ultimately how that exposure looks when you share it. And ProRAW just exponentially increases that editing ability, while also giving you the benefits of Smart HDR, night mode, and deep fusion. Look, Galaxy S21 Ultra is a far better pocket computer that can scale up to a desktop experience if and when you need it. It will also accept stylus input, gives you proper access to your file directory. Do I wish the iPhone 12 Pro Max could do all of that? Hell yes. But when I want to do smartphone things, like make calls or send messages, use social media apps, do on-the-go video editing or picture editing before sharing it on social media, watch videos, listen to music, all those functions look better and sometimes work better on the iPhone. And the iPhone 12 Pro Max is the best, biggest, and most capable iPhone ever made. And if the iPhone is the centerpiece of the Apple ecosystem, it will only get better over time, already giving me the ability to calibrate the colors of my Apple TV to my screen by using the Face ID sensors. Apple gets it right, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max is their most ambitious representation of what they're trying to achieve. And I'm all for it, but that's just my opinion. I'm Lindsay, I'll catch you in the next one.